Okay. Let's run... Let's get our missiles, and we're going to run it. We're going to send it. All the way down. We're just going to kind of mirror this path. And then into there. Where? There. Okay. Alright, it's very basic. Our war machine is extremely basic right now. But our war machine is now expanding beyond our planet. We can now bring our many missiles to all of our foes across the galaxy. Or at least in our immediate star system. Man, look at that. The only threat in our system right now is from the Space Dark Fog Hive. That's really neat. I like that. I approve. You know, I really should upgrade my mecha move speed. There's a lot of these upgrades that I really should do. Like, I should get my power upgrades. I should get more vertical construction. Pile sorter. Wow. Is there even a reason to use pilers once you have the pile sorters? I don't think there is. Should also get that tech. There's so much tech that I need to get. I need to get research speed. I can start working on that now that I have purple. You can get explosive weapons damage.
Upgrade complete.
Here, let's just work on some of these upgrades that I've been sorely lacking. In the meantime, I really should build more missile turrets. Something, I've been sleeping on missile turrets for too long.
Flight mode.
I think it was Tetrahedron who told me how powerful missile turrets were at the start of the game, and I just, like, completely ignored them. I didn't completely ignore them, but I was like, yeah, we'll get to it when we get to it. You know, as you do. We'll build a bunch of those. Yeah. AoE damage and easy expand range is good. Yeah. I mean, the ability to expand the range with the, whatchamacallit, the relay stations, just seem like it puts them on a different level than the other weapons. Granted, I haven't really used many other weapons. Jammer stations could be pretty cool. What else do we have here? Of course, we have the laser turrets. Implosion cannons versus ground and air. I think the thing that makes me hesitate on a lot of these weapons, though, is the fact that it seems like the missile turrets... It seems like the missile turrets are the only ones that hit both, like, all targets. Of course, I guess if you get plasma turrets, if you can stop them from landing, then it doesn't matter. But, like, just the versatility of the missile turrets being able to attack every kind of target just, like, puts it on another level from everything else. At least, that's my very basic assessment. Again, I might not know what I'm talking about with that, but Now, when I look for weapon types in a game, I look for, like, what's the most versatile tool at my disposal. And those definitely seem like they're up there. Alright, we'll get communication controls, we'll get drone engines, we'll get energy circuits. All of these things are going to take a while to research, but I think they'll all be very useful in the long run. And of course, we have to get all of these too. We should start switching out everything for pile sorters. I think I've been sleeping on them for too long. Also, that's way too much research. That's way too many researches to be doing at once. But whatever, it's fine. Okay, so my next step, I believe, is going to be to create our final tier of proliferator. It's time.
Insufficient materials.
Okay, it's not time yet, but soon it will be time. Let's get that graphene. Oh no.
Flight mode.
Graphene. Graphene, please. We may need to expand our graphene production. I can't say that for sure. There might be some, you know, mystique around that. Oh no, our graphene is totally fine. We're totally producing 133 and only consuming 67. No, we don't need it anymore. We're fine. I do have to ask, though, where is our graphene going? Why do we have so little of it? We have some here. We have to just have a bunch sitting somewhere. Maybe not. I guess we can look, right? We do have a bunch in a logistics depot somewhere. Could I tell you which logistics depot we have it in? No. But apparently we have some somewhere. There's some.
Flight mode.
There's 800 of it over here.
Replication complete.
Let's see, where's this graphene going? It's going out this way. Oh, it's being used in our production here. So what's holding this up? I don't know. It's a mystery. We'll never know. Okay.
Flight mode.
Let's head back over here and get to work. We are going to reach a point where we're not going to...
A landing relay station detected.
Another one? Where's it going? Svalison 1. Ooh. We made the Dark Fog mad. I don't think the Dark Fog appreciated us booting them off world. It's fine. We're fine.
Upgrade complete.
Interesting thing of
Replication
note
complete.
is that even though we kind of bullied the Dark Fog a little bit, I don't actually think we lost many Corvettes. I think we only lost a couple at most, because we had 20 or 24. Just something to keep in mind. Not quite sure in what way to keep it in mind, but it's whatever. How do I want to set this up? Why is everything always in the way? You can see in the combat tab? I don't even know where the combat tab is. Oh, wait. Combat. Last hour. Ah, we did kill a relay station. Nice. So I don't see any losses in here. That's good, I think. Okay, let's do things. Where is our... Yeah, so over here is our carbon nanotubes, which are going this way. It's fine. It's fine. This is fine. So we do need to bring the carbon nanotubes this way as well, along with the other. I kind of hate that we're right up against this planetary, or this interstellar logistics station. I'd like it if I was up against one with an open slot next to it, but whatever, this is fine. Ooh. Oh, we're using too much of the tier 1 proliferator. Oh no! We're not mining enough coal. Uh-oh.
Flight mode. Insufficient materials.
Maybe we could put another coal miner here. Actually, maybe we could just grab some of this coal. This is probably fine.
Mineral depleted.
It makes sense. We're starting to get to the later portion of the game. Not the later portion of the game, but like the later portion of the early game where we're starting to burn through... Wait. Is this not... This isn't the proliferator. This is something else. Okay. I would say we're exiting the early game.
Insufficient
I think that's the
materials.
best way to explain it. We're reaching the point now where we're going to be able to start building a Dyson Sphere. And we're fighting off the Dark Fog, and we're going to have to start expanding our production to other star clusters. There we go. Okay. I think that's only a temporary solution. Maybe we do need to feed more. We need to feed more coal into the machine. There we go. Okay, so that should catch up? Maybe not. Maybe we just need to expand the amount of proliferator we're producing in general. Very possible, even likely, that that's the case. But we're at least reaching the end of our production line here, which means this is producing slowly. And we can put a couple more. You can put a couple more Mark I proliferator productions here. It's about the limit of what we can do as far as that's concerned, though.
Replication complete.
There we go. Okay, now we're getting net gain on proliferator here. For now. Which, there's not really too much more we can do here without a dramatic rework of everything. I guess we're just gonna hope that it catches up. Maybe we hold off on this task for a little while. Make sure that it will actually work. Make sure that we're actually producing enough proliferator for the moment. Okay. Are we running out of cubes yet? No, all of our cube productions. That looks so cool. Like, I know it's not the best idea to try to make all of this work, but I just like the view of all of these, like, technologic cubes filtering into the same spot. Like, there's definitely better ways to do it. If it was in, like, a centralized area, you could just feed them all in from the sides. It's a little bit jank, but it still looks really awesome. Alright, have a good night, Taily. Don't irritate the dark fog unless you try to land on one of my planets. I'm going to definitely irritate the dark fog, I think. Man, that planetary... I haven't looked at the planetary shield for a while. It still looks so cool. Speaking of the planetary shield, I did want to build one over... Over where? Over here. And I think I may do that before I jump to another planet. I don't... It's a gas mask.
Replication
I
complete.
don't really know exactly how the planetary shield works. If I had to guess, then it protects, like, the buildings underneath it from direct attack until they can get through the shield. Which means if I set up a planetary shield over here around these missile turrets, then that should mean that it'll protect the missile turrets until the planetary shield gets broken through. Which means I definitely want to have the planetary shield set up in this area. And Nerdy Dragon is agreeing with me. I approve. I enjoy being on the same page. I should also throw some defense drones into here. Some attack drones. Precision drones? Attack drones. Yeah, whatever. It's fine. Okay, I think we do want to do a quick detour to Svalison 1 to repair what's been damaged, and maybe to drop a couple of these battlefield analysis bases. 4 of them, anyhow. Which I probably should have done way sooner. But I also want to watch this, because I am completely enamored at watching how these shields, like, grow. I know it's a silly thing, but I think it's so cool. There we go. Look at that. That's so awesome. Excellent. I think we're getting pretty close to being ready to go to war with the Dark Fog in this cluster. Like I said, I think there's more things we need to do yet. But here's the thing. The Dark Fog cluster on my homeworld was so well built up. It had lots of levels. It was literally attacking with 100+ ships every single time it attacked. Comparatively speaking, these bases are attacking with 20, 30 ships. Not very many. Not very many at all. So, we got rid of the most dangerous cluster of Dark Fog at the moment, other than the Hive. Now we just have to deal with the Hive and all the other little clusters of Dark Fog in the system.
Cruise mode. Mineral depleted.
And now we actually have a fairly decent defense on our homeworld, so that even if the Dark Fog attacks us, we will have our
Upgrade
protection.
complete.
I may want to put my fleet away. I may want to put my fleet away. I don't want my fleet picking a fight with the Dark Fog while I'm at Svalison 1. Not yet. I don't think I'm quite to that point. I don't quite know what the aggro range is for the ships, but
Application
I don't want to
complete.
risk it. Hmm. 270 Dark Fog units. That's a few. That's definitely a few. Oh, it is right there. Oh, no. Maybe if we go fast? Maybe they won't aggro?
Use ended.
You're not mad at me, are you, Dark Fog? They are so close. Oh, man. That's... Talk about something ominous hovering overhead. I think there's something dangerous in this system, and it's not us. Not yet.
Flight mode.
Alright, let's drop a battlefield analysis base here. Like that. We'll drop one over here. We may only need 3. Let's see. Can we get all this covered with, No. That's gonna have to be good enough. And we can put one up here. Definitely a danger zone up here. The only real question is, do I want to put one over here? This one doesn't quite... This is like the only frontier area. I'm not sure if it's worth... Whatever, we'll just put one down. It's not like we're at risk. It's not like we're at risk here. That looks so cool, though. Okay. Maybe this is the planet we want to fight back on. No, we don't want to fight back this close to the Dark Fog. I changed my mind. There's now 4 Dark Fog nests here. Okay. My big fear with setting up missile turrets on this planet... How far away is this?
Upgrade complete.
As long as I had a good supply of ships and ammo, I could fight closer to it. .18 astronomical units. That is so close. I feel like I would need a lot more missiles, though. I mean, a lot more missiles. I mean, like 30 or 40 turrets. Which, I mean, no, I'm kind of working towards that anyway, right? This isn't where I wanted to start my war, though. I wanted to start my war in Dyson 4. Where's the... There it is. Fighting it in space is very long and grindy, especially this early. Yeah, I'm sure it is. My big fear is that you wish to farm the Dark Fog for resources somewhere. I don't know. I might set something like that up at some point. But it's probably not going to be anytime soon. I want to clear my home system of Dark Fog. That way I don't have to worry about it. I think... So, my big fear... Sorry, I got a little bit sidetracked. My big fear is that if I start fighting on this planet, Svalison 1, I'm just going to get the whole pain train coming down on my head. It's a level 5 on my starting planet already. You set up a laser wall near it. I can't remember what level my starting planet was when I blew it up. It just did it earlier. But yeah.
Insufficient materials.
I'm replicating way too much stuff. But yeah, like, I roughly know how this is going to go down. When I start causing a ruckus on Svalison 4, which is the other moon over here, played 3 days opposite side planet to get to a level 2 trying to hide and build up. Made the wall today, and in like 20 minutes it was level 5. It does not take long to get high level. I think I picked a fight with mine early before I had enough resources to deal with it, and it leveled up to like 2 or 3 just by me trying to like brute force it with like just me.
Dark fog
Which
clusters
was not a great idea. It was not a great idea at all to do it like that.
Upgrade
But
complete.
yeah, so my concern is that, like, if I start causing a ruckus at Svalison 4, Svalison 1 is going to get caught in the crossfire. So, like, what should happen is you have this hive, and from my very basic understanding of the game, when the threat maxes out, the Space Dark Fog Hive will go for the largest energy source, which should be my home planet, my main planet in the system, which is fairly well defended at the moment, roughly. My concern is because the hive is so close to Svalison 1, they may, like, take a detour and be like, oh, there's things right there, let's go blow that up first. So the more I think about it, the more I'm like, maybe I should just kind of focus on clearing off Svalison 1 first, and then worry about Svalison 4 later. It's just going to be a lot more dangerous because the dark fog is right there. The dark fog is right there. Start solar sails receiver on that closer planet? I could. I'd have to research the tech for it, and I'm researching a whole bunch of unrelated tech that's almost done, actually.
Upgrade complete.
Yeah, so I still need the solar sail tech, but it wouldn't take me very long to get it. Planetary shields are going to last a very long time against those low-level space assaults. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I figure. It's just I don't have any anti-space defenses at this system yet, which is what I'm going to be working on next, I believe. Let's see, where do I want to set this up? What's the highest level hive on this planet? It's definitely not that one. That was level 1. That was level 1. They're probably all level 1. Yeah, they're all level 1. We're working on starting solar sails just because you need more power. Check the area by the ground. Yeah, that does make a lot more sense. Yeah, the ones on this planet are pretty low level, but I know when I start blasting is when it's going to start causing a ruckus. These two bases are actually really close together, and they're not too far from my base. Also, this one's about to attack. I'm thinking. Don't mind me. I know I'm being very quiet. I think I'm going to set up a planetary shield here.
Insufficient materials.
Never mind, I lied. I don't have any of the resources to set up a planetary shield here. Does the lava world have copper? It has some copper. Like, we're not in crisis here. We're doing just fine. It's just, I'm just trying to plan out what my next moves are. I'm not super concerned. Yeah. I think we're going to start fighting here. We're gonna start picking a fight. We're gonna cause a ruckus. Yeah. We can also just bring in titanium ammo from the home world. Which should not be that difficult. Because we have plenty of it coming in. In fact, yeah. We can probably stop this production now. Because if we're going to just bring in titanium ammo from off-world, then we don't really need production here. We can save up that copper for other things, like actually producing processors. There we go. So the big question is, are we going to have enough power here to sustain a combat? We are only at 50% consumption, so I think the answer to that question is going to be a big resounding yes. So it's just a matter of preparing the field, we'll say. Let's see, we can just set up a Gauss line like this. And a Gauss line like this. I do need a battlefield analysis base. Oops. You know what? I have one over here. Where is it? It's right there. This is mine now. I mean, it was mine to begin with, but now it's even more mine. There we go.
Mineral depleted.
Okay, so we're going to grab this. Which way is this going? Okay.
Upgrade.
There we go. We're basically going to do the same thing that I did on my main base. Get you more drones to fix stuff faster. I don't think we're really going to need it. This isn't more dangerous than what was on my home planet. I don't think. I could be wrong about that. The only thing that's going to probably hold us back on this planet is our lack of power generation. I have a lot more on my home world for obvious reasons. But we'll see what we can do here.
Flight mode.
Again, we're not in a situation where we're going to be doomed, so I'm not really sweating it too much. Come on, finish it off. You're doing a good job. You got this. Go. Okay, now we have to bring over... we may not have enough belts for this, which is not something that I really took into account. There's solar sails. We needed that. Let's see. We'll bring this over like this. You may have to go back and get more belts.
Replication complete.
Which is not necessarily a bad thing. That'll also let us pick up the resources needed for a planetary shield, which is something that we're going to want to get. Both to defend this and to defend our base. We're going to want 2 planetary shields, I think, if we have enough power generation for it. Which is going to be a little bit tricky. Okay, let's grab... Let's see. Space Fleet expansion? Yeah, I think we want that. Alright, how many belts do we have? 145? Is that going to be enough? Maybe. Maybe not for all of it, but at least for a start. I know the actual positioning of the missile turret doesn't really matter, but I think this looks cool, so we're going with this. There we go. This is stupid. Let's fix that so it makes sense. Perfect. Alright. Let's head back to base. We're gonna grab a few things. A few things that we need to progress here. Okay, the dark fog is not close to us. Where is... There it is. Spallison 2. It's getting to the point where we can move quite fast now. It's pretty nice.
Cruise ended. Flight mode.
Okay, let's go grab a bunch of raw resources. It's over here. I don't know my way around my own planet. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. So I want one planetary shield generator. That's all I want. Is that too many for the power supply at that base? Very likely, even probable. But I wanted to have something for when everything breaks loose. If you send your belts into an interstellar tower, you can summon them anywhere in the universe. If you run out of them. It's true. It's just not something I have set up just yet. That's all. You are very correct, though.
Flight mode.
And eventually I'm going to do that with belts, sorters, if I ever actually get around to producing...
Upgrade complete.
producing a supply chain of those. And... This is still not... Oh, we're gonna have to make a lot more proliferator. This is not enough proliferator. Okay. Well, at least we know. Let's build one of those guys. I don't have destroyers game. I appreciate the thought, but I don't have destroyers.
Replication complete.
Okay, there's the planetary shield generator. That's good. Do I want to grab... Yeah, you're right. If we proliferate the rods, I'll get more fuel out of it. The problem is, there for a while, I wasn't proliferating my rods because I had the belt turned the wrong way. But now we are getting some proliferated rods in. And it's just sadness all around, we'll say. Yeah, I know we proliferate everything here. That's what we're supposed to do. Is that what we're doing? No.
Flight mode.
Should we be doing it? Yes. We're working on it. It's a struggle. We need to produce more proliferate juice. And when we do that, suddenly we'll have a lot more leeway with those things. Okay, we got a bunch of geothermal power stations.
Complete.
I wanted those because we may need them to expand our production, or our power production. Make a small... You're right, we can do that. I guess we could. Let's see. Nah, I can't be bothered. We'll deal with it later. That is a problem for future me to worry about. Right now, we have a war to fight. I wonder how many relays are on that planet at this point. That's where all of the relays have been going to hide from me.
Cruise ended. Flight mode.
All right, where are we headed? Over here. We can actually sustain that shield.
Insufficient materials.
That's good. Okay. Let's head over here.
Insufficient materials.
Let's get power to these bad boys. Again, we got a war to fight here. We ain't playing no games no more. It doesn't really matter too much where we put these. I completely forgot. Don't Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me or my son. I completely forgot to grab belts while I was there. Whatever. It's fine. It's the entire reason I went back was to get belts, and I just completely forget to get belts. 0 out of 10. Worst player of Dyson Sphere Program ever. Unlike, unsubscribe, angry comments down below. There we go. That is way more than I need, but that's okay. Okay, our power might be struggling a little bit. Okay, our power might be struggling a lot. It's fine though. We have many geothermal stations. $115. $117. I can hold shift to place them more precisely. Yeah, I can. I can. I just choose to be bad at video games. It's okay. Alright. That's looking a lot better. That's great. No, we're still struggling with power gen. Hold on a second. These aren't connected. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. There we go. Okay. How many did we get? Okay, we have 91 more conveyors. Oops. Let's try to push the right button, shall we? Nice. It doesn't really matter that these aren't in range, because I'm going to be using the relays, the signal towers, I'm sorry. It'll put them in range. Because, you know, signal towers are broken as heck. Oh, please cover this. I don't think it's going to cover that completely, but I hope that it does. No, it's not going to. Unfortunate. Okay.
Insufficient materials.
Oh, I don't want to get too close.
Replication complete.
Actually, I guess I could just use one of these, right? Yeah. Just want to make sure it's within the circle. So put it, like, there.
Dark fog base core destroyed.
That's right. You guys get out of here. There we go. Okay, where is... Okay, the hive is on the other side of the system. So here's what we're gonna do. This is probably a bad idea. I'm almost certain it is. Where are we? We're right here. Get those relay stations out of here. Where are my fleets? What? Are they, like, all the way across the galaxy? Did I miss something? I probably missed something. I'm probably bad at video games. Enable? There we go. I think. Yes. All right, here comes the hive. They're gonna pick a fight.
Dark fog clusters launching an assault. Dark fog base core destroyed.
Now, they should launch the attack at Zvalison 4. Which, no, not Zvalison 4, Zvalison 2. But that's okay, because A, there's a planetary shield covering all of the important facilities, and B, I have a whole bunch of missile turrets there ready to go. In theory. It's just, they're gonna take a really long time to get there. I wish I could, like, zoom in and watch the fight from here. But I guess this is the best we're going to get. Yeah, they're not fast. They're not fast indeed. Gives you time to prepare if you need it. It's very true. Yeah. If you did something that aggroed the dark fog and you didn't realize it, you would have plenty of time to maybe cobble together some form of defense. But we're gonna hopefully resolve these ships quite quickly. Do we get to watch this on the screen? Oh, they're... What are they doing?
A landing relay station detected.
Do they attack from long range? Or are they just going to slowly creep towards the planet? Well, either way, it looks like they're getting picked off by missiles. Crisis averted. Where's this landing relay station going? Zvalison 1. That's fine. I'm at Zvalison 1. With my ships. Let them come.
Insufficient materials.
Let them come, we're ready. Yeah, that's right. I said it. I said we were taking the ward to the Dark Fog tonight. And that's what we're going to do.
Dark Fog base core destroyed.
Nice. So I'm going to switch these over like that because I want to put geothermal power stations in the holes. So, an interesting thing of note.
Dark Fog cluster is launching an assault.
The Space Dark Fog Hive mounted one attack, one invasion. And
Replication
in that period of time, it practically gained an entire level. I think it was closer to like half a level. But I could definitely see how you could get overwhelmed by the Space Dark Fog if you don't treat it with respect. Because it seems like it gains levels very quickly. From my vaguest layman's understanding of the game.
flight mode.
Honestly, like, these missiles turrets are doing so well, I'm half tempted to just get rid of the Gauss turrets. I don't know if the Gauss turrets are really necessary. Let's see, there should be 2 more Dark Fog bases on this planet. Yeah, one's over here. It's actually kind of far away. Well, I say it's kind of far away. It's actually just right there. If you just wipe the remaining bases, you won't need them anymore. It's true. Yeah. So, I guess it doesn't really matter which one I take out next. They both look fairly wimpy. I wonder if we could get away with just, like, long-distance missiling. Probably not. I'm probably going to get punished for this. But I want to test the theory. Because I don't really want to move the entire base unless I have to. Actually, this looks fairly well defended. Do I have land forces? No, I don't have any land forces built. And that's going to take a very long time. Maybe I am going to have to set up defenses for this one. Okay. Not keeping up on the automating? I mean, you don't need to automate everything in the game. The thing is that, like, why not? It's capable. That's the entire purpose of the game, after all, is to automate everything. You're right. The thing is, though, is that I feel a bit weird automating something like strike groups, like these, like, combat units, because while we are going to need a lot of them we don't need a metric ton of them. As long as we play the game smart. In theory. Maybe, kind of. Like, you know, we really didn't suffer as much in that fight as I thought we would. You automated the 2 tower end attack drones. It's a very good idea to do that. It's a very good idea to probably automate anything you can. Let's be realistic here. Speaking of automating things, we're gonna have to start working on automating solar sails soon. That's gonna be exciting. Okay. Let us... Once you have a distribution network with towers. Yeah. The prototypes turn into precisions. Yep. They also turn into attack drones. I think you need the prototype base for both of them, yeah. Yeah. Alright, Sup? How's it going? You know, this one looks pretty weak. Maybe we could take out this one next. The logistics distribution that goes on top of the cargoes. I have mixed feelings about these things. Like, they seem pretty handy. I don't know if they're worth it. I don't know if they're worth the effort. I'd almost rather just use planetary logistics systems. Use them for small quantities? I guess that's fair. There's the missiles. Actually, as long as I hide behind the signal tower, the missiles do work. Yeah, I think using them to keep your mech topped off with stuff is probably the better use of them. I just... I don't know, I have to do things. I have to do things to get that set up, and I'm lazy. I know it'll make life easier in the long term, but... I am my worst... Like, if you watch me play this game enough, and I'll be honest with you, it's all up on the YouTubes at this point. If you go back and you watch it all, I am my own worst enemy. I am aware that I am my own worst enemy, and I will always be my own worst enemy. And it's okay. Because at the end of the day, we're doing just fine.
Dark Fog base core destroyed.
Are we the most efficient?
Depleted.
Nah. But that's okay. We don't have to be. That's right, you get out of there. You know, honestly, that didn't go too shabby. I'm pleasantly surprised.
A landing relay station detected.
Where? Is Volison 1?
Flight mode.
So I'm not gonna lie, the relay stations trying to land on Zvalison 1 are going to be a problem. Because they're going to continue to try to land. They're going to continue to try to land And at best, we're going to destroy them and trigger a bunch of threat from the hive. Although that one didn't actually trigger much of any threat, which is odd. Oh. Help me. There we go. Oh, if I destroy them in space, they don't care? Huh. Interesting. That's actually good information to know. So they only get mad if you destroy them when they're at a planet. I just love the missiles arcing over the curvature of the planet. That's great. There we go. Nice. If you leave one on the planet in the system and wipe out the rest, it will over time build a new hive and spread again. Yeah.
Replication complete.
All right. All right, these missiles, these missiles are turning out to be something else, let me tell you. They're turning out to be quite good, quite powerful, quite handsome. Okay. Let's just plop down right here. All right. So we've cleared out 2 systems, 2 planets of dark fog. It's well thought out. Just be glad the AI don't work like it does in some other games and learns from your various attacks. Yeah. I mean, it's always important to keep in mind that this game is still, like, early access. It's still in development. I like the idea behind the dark fog. I don't find it particularly threatening, but that's not necessarily the point. And I'd imagine as we progress in the game, the dark fog's probably going to get a little bit more overzealous in attacking us. And there's probably also other dark fog clusters in our little stellar cluster here that are also growing and expanding and becoming more powerful and more dangerous as time goes by. So I think we're just going to leave this little setup here for now. I'm going to leave these missile turrets here for defense.
Flight mode.
I was kind of wondering if maybe we could leave our spacefaring ships here, but it seems as if the spacefaring ships just follow us around, unfortunately. You probably way overcompensated on how much ammo that we need here. I was just really concerned there for the longest time that the main hive was going to attack us. So we have one more planet to clear out. And then we can build up to fighting the main hive, which I don't really know how dangerous the main hive is going to be. That's not very useful for us right now. The precision drones can add 6. You can add 6 of them per analysis base. You're right. You're right. I'm just trying to prevent an invasion before it could happen, basically. Which, I guess now that we can reliably clear dark fog off of the planets, if any of the bases get powerful, we can just focus them down. the only reason I wanted to do this, there's two reasons I wanted to do this. The first reason is just to test out the combat system, basically, because I had never used it before. When I built my first Dyson Sphere way back when the game first came out, there was no dark fog, so I didn't have to deal with it. I didn't have all the upgrades for it or anything of that nature. So I wanted to test it out to see how easy or difficult it was. The second thing was that the dark fog base on my main planet, not that one, on my home world, was actually starting to get kind of dangerous. It was starting to get to the point where it was sending out 300 ships per attack wave, and it was actually starting to cause a problem. So I had to take that one out. It had to be exterminated. It had to die. Now, I'm looking at the main hive, and I'm thinking, yeah, there's a lot of dark fog units there. And we're gonna have to deal with that. But it's not insurmountable. You bought the game after Direwolf 20 did a playthrough of it. I know of Direwolf 20. I don't think I've watched their content.
Mineral depleted.
Wham! So there are... Stone veins are exhausted.
Flight mode.
Where? Over here? No, I don't really care about that game. But thank you. I appreciate the thought. But yeah, so before I started working on solar sails and actually building a Dyson Sphere, I wanted to have at least a basic grasp of what the combat system was going to have for me. And now I got that. I have obtained that. I have the technology. I have the know-how, and I know how to deal with the dark fog. I have pretty hardy missile bases set up on the dark fog, on my two big bases, not the dark fog, on my two main bases. Honestly, at this point, if there was a complete disaster and this planet exploded, like, it's just, it gets hit by a planet killer. I don't think there's a planet killer in the game. But let's say Svalison 4 exploded. I still have plenty of titanium here. I am now free to build up Svalison 1 as much as I want, because there is no more dark fog there. And whatever the heck we do with this planet, I think this planet would be like a cool defensive planet. Like, we could fill it up with missiles or whatever, guns. I don't really know how that would work, or if it would work. You could use it as like a shield from attack for our main base. But, yeah, so really important. It's almost 20 million titanium in your star system. You just need to mine it safely. Yeah. We now have the full breadth of Svalison 1 open to us, and I'm going to definitely focus pretty heavily on developing that planet next. And I think that's what I'm going to be working on next time, because we're getting there. We're getting very close to setting up the basics for our first Dyson Sphere. We need the frames. We need to be able to produce the frames. We need the ray receiver so we can actually collect power from it. We need to expand our chip production, which now we can do that on Svalison 1 because we don't have to worry about dark fog attacks. We need to set up a solar sail production. We need to build these EM rail projectors. We need to start setting up these carrier rockets and silos so we can start launching stuff. Like, we're very close. We're very close to being able to build our first Dyson Sphere, and it's pretty exciting. It's pretty exciting stuff. one other thing that we're going to want to grab sooner rather than later is definitely strange matter, so we can get the graviton lenses so that we can warp to other planets.
Mineral depleted.
Very important. Very, very important. And then, you know, the world's our oyster. The world is our oyster. I don't think I've seen anything yet to really change my plans. My current game plans is to build a Dyson Sphere around my home planet, and then use those resources to come out here and find the brightest star I can, which I don't remember which one. There was one that was like 2 point something luminosity, and go from there. Still really annoying that I can't see what resources are at this neutron star, but that's okay. Usually blue ones, yes. Yep, blue or... yeah, usually it's the blue ones. But yeah. And then we use those big blue planet stars to make even more energy. And we use that to propel ourselves forward ad infinitum. We get infinite power, and we all live happily ever after. Or something. I also want to look up, like, cool Dyson Sphere designs online. I know there's a bunch of them. There's, like, a whole depository of different, like, designs for Dyson Spheres. Maybe if I ever get to the point of building a bunch of them, like, I could, like, showcase a few of them. I don't know. Let's do, like, our our routine here of checking out the galaxy map to see what our little cluster looks like on the galactic map. We're probably not very visible still. We didn't really expand our power generation much tonight. A little bit, but not a lot. Mostly tonight was about, you know, testing our powers, neutralizing a threat, and, yeah, going from there. This takes a long time to load. This takes a long time to load. I always forget how long this takes to load. I heard a rumor that this takes a long time to load. I wonder how many times I'm going to have to mention that it takes a long time to load before it... okay, there we go. Alright. We are... where are we? Where are we? There we are. I can never find myself. Also, this is always really hard to control. We can get a better look at it than that. There we go. We're that little tiny dot right there. 11.4 gigawatts. Now, there's a lot of people around us who have made a lot more power, but we're getting there. We are getting there. Our power generation is not ever going to really ramp up until we actually get at least one Dyson Sphere going. And we still have a long time for that. We're nowhere near a Dyson Sphere, even though we're getting closer. But that's it for this time, folks. I think I'm going to call it a night here. It's quite late for me. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, the Nerdy Dragon, for another raid. It's really appreciated. Actually, you know what? I think we're going to send the love. Let's see if there's anybody else who's streaming Dyson Sphere Program who I could raid. Let's see. Atari DJ, huh? Let's see if I can figure this out. I've never done a raid before. Let's see. As always, be respectful, be nice. Don't be rude, mean, cruel, or unkind. Treat them like you would want yourself treated. Let's see if this works. Oh, Atari DJ does not allow us to raid. That's fine. Let's try Joe's Smash Rat, shall we? Actually, let's try Urken Defective. I fully understand not wanting to be rated, because there for the longest time I didn't want to be rated, but it's all good. But thank you everybody for watching. I appreciate every single one of you, and until next time, folks, happy gaming.